So good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're at today. Today we'll need a blanket and a block. And then just make your way maybe up onto that blanket so you can find a nice, easy place to sit. Reaching behind you and really letting yourself, pull your seat away from you, right? So really start to feel grounded. There's that cat again. And then maybe closing your eyes, maybe letting your hands just sit on your thighs or on your knees, palms up or palms down. And begin to settle into your breath. Just settling into that full deep inhale and a full deep exhale. And just beginning to let the focus come a little more narrow in, right? So instead of the broad world around you, beginning to focus in on the breath. Focus in on yourself. And just notice your body here as well. Notice what may feel tight or feel at ease even. And then on your next breath, go ahead and reach your arms around you, giving yourself a big hug. Right? Let your chin drop to your chest and feel that squeeze here. And maybe here even just setting an intention for your practice today. Maybe starting with the words, I am. Full breath in, full breath out. As you exhale, release your hands, keeping your chin to your chest though. As you inhale, just start to let the head rock to the right, just a half circle. Exhale to center and inhale back over to the left. And then exhale back to center and inhale to the right. And again, just finding that body-breath connection here. And that nice stretch along the back of the neck, along the sides of the neck. And just move with your breath, move at your own pace. As you inhale, arms sweep up, reaching for your right wrist with your left hand. Take a nice big dip to the left. Let that palm turn up and be mindful to keep the shoulder open here. Draw the elbow back. Don't let it all kind of dip in. And then release the hands to the left. Maybe letting that right hand almost walk a little bit deeper, a little bit farther away from you as you press into the right sit bone. Feel that big stretch through the right side again. And then inhale up. Reclasp the hands the opposite way, this time rooting into the left side and taking that nice dip to the right, that big stretch to the right. Again, opening the elbow, opening the shoulder here. Root into the left side, the left seat, as you extend to the right. As you exhale, hands back down to your mat, to the floor. And walk them away from you as you continue to find that stretch. Maybe this time reaching a little longer through the left fingertips. And pressing into the left sit bone and lengthening through the left side. As you inhale, come back up to center, arms sweep up. And as you exhale, release your hands, clasp them behind you, right? Draw your knuckles down to the floor and lift your chest and head. Any little bend in the elbows here, kind of pulling them in toward one another just to broaden the chest a bit. Full breath. And as you exhale, release. Go ahead and release your way, making your way into a table. Lining it up, right? Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Exhale into a cat pose. Rounding the spine to the ceiling. Inhale, sinking into a cow pose, lifting your chest, lifting your tail. And then exhale, press back into that cat pose. Hands almost press away. Inhale, cow pose. Palms of the hands almost pull into the knees, looking for that nice big deep stretch. And then you'll find your own rhythm, you'll find your own pace here. Moving just for yourself. Maybe it's a little more fluid here. And then extend that right leg long behind you, left arm forward, maybe picking up the right foot up off the floor. Press into the right heel and reach long through the left fingertips. See if you can keep that right hip pulling to the floor, squaring up to the floor. Exhale, release. And a cat pose, rounding the spine. And inhale, sinking into a cow pose, lifting the chest and head, the tail. Then find neutral again. This time sliding the left toes to the back of the mat and extending the right arm forward. Maybe again you'll stay here, maybe you'll lift that back foot, pressing into the heel, reaching through the right fingertips. One long line, letting that left hip pull to the floor, squaring the hips up. Belly hugs in, nice and strong. Find your breath. As you exhale, hand to the floor, foot to the floor, left knee meets the right. Pressing into a cat pose as you exhale, and sinking into a cow pose as you inhale. And then finding a neutral spine. Go ahead and walk your hands, a handprint forward. Begin to slide the knees back a little bit, making your way into a puppy dog pose. With your hands forward, a little bit wider than your shoulders, maybe even. You can lift up to the ridge tops of your fingers if that feels, the pads of your fingers if that feels good. Right, pressing your hips away, draw your belly in, let your spine get nice and long even here. Knees underneath the hips. And then walk your hands back, kind of finding your way in just to a little bit of a squat here. Maybe taking the knees a little bit wider. Wider than the hips, right? And settling back in. You can bring your elbows to the inside of your knees, kind of pressing them away. Right, with your hands in prayer, or you can let your fingertips just rest on the floor here. On your next breath, go ahead and begin to lift the hips to the ceiling. Take a forward fold. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Let your head be heavy. As you inhale, lift halfway. As you exhale, release. And take the hands, kind of interlace your fingers, take them to the back of your neck. And just letting the hands rest there at the back of the neck, kind of weighing down the head. Again, just looking for a little bit more stretch through the back of the neck. Take your hands behind you, clasp them, interlace the fingers, and then take a little twist, bending into the left knee, taking a twist to the right, bending into the right knee, opening the chest to the left. That soft bend in the elbows. Exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms float up and overhead. As you exhale, hands through to your heart. So full disclosure here, my shoulder's a little achy, so I am going up straight through, but you feel free to sweep your arms wide if that works better for you. Take a breath, feel your feet on the floor, feel the feet on the mat, feel nice and firm. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bow forward, let your head be heavy. Fingers touch the floor, the mat, maybe they touch a block. Inhale halfway. Exhale, let it go, keeping that bend in the knees, and then walking your hands all the way forward, making your way into a plank pose. Press back into the heels. Feel the length right from the crown of your head all the way through your heels, all the way through your feet. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And as you're ready, press your way back into downward facing dog, kind of rippling your way back. A nice big deep pedal, one foot to the other. And maybe letting the hips take a little dip to the right, finding that big stretch through the left. And the hips take a dip to the left, finding that big stretch through the right. There it is. I'm bending into the knees a bit as you do that. Keeping a soft bend in the knees, take a breath, and then release your knees to the floor, finding your way back into a table. Look forward, step the right foot forward, making your way into a low lunge. Hug the left hip forward, get steady. As you inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. So engage the belly here. Engage the legs here, hugging side to side, hugging front to back. Open the armpits, just enough. As you exhale, right hand drops, maybe reaching for that block here. Lifting through those left fingertips, take that dip back and over to the right again, finding the stretch through the left side. With the left arm lifted, maybe taking that right hand behind you, a little bit of like a reverse low lunge here, right? So reaching back, finding a little bit of a back bend here, chest lifts. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Right knee slides back to meet the left. Finding that table pose again, wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then looking forward, maybe wiggling it out a little bit first. Looks like a dip from hip to hip first. And then looking forward, stepping forward, left foot forward to meet the hands. All right, get everything squared up. As you inhale, rise up. Right hip pulls forward, left hip pulls back, hugging the legs to the midline again. Relax your jaw, relax your gaze. Take a full breath. As you exhale, releasing the left hand to the left side. Again, maybe reaching for that block. 3 levels, so find the one that works best for you. Reaching long through the right fingertips and then dipping to the left, finding that big stretch through the right side. Full breath in, full deep breath out. As you inhale, both arms sweep up. Reaching back for that reverse low lunge again, taking the left hand behind you, reaching maybe for the left leg. Feel the tailbone drop a little bit as you reach and extend that right arm behind you, lifting your chest. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. As you exhale, hands to the floor. This time, the left knee slides back to meet the right. As you exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. And then walking the hands, a handprint forward, shifting the shoulders right over the wrists into a modified plank pose. Elbows hug in, lower all the way to the floor. Sliding your elbows underneath your shoulders, Right, pressing into the tops of your feet, energizing your legs, pulling your belly in, feeling it lift away from your mat. Lift your head and chest, Sphinx pose. Feel those elbows draw back as you lift the chest, making space between the ears and the shoulders here. Full breath in, full breath out. As you exhale, release. Release all the way back to your mat. And sliding your hands to either side of your chest, rolling over your knees, making your way into downward facing dog. Feel the hips press and lift up and back. Right, hands a little wider than the shoulders again. Giving that nice big pedal. One foot and then the other. Nice big deep bend in the knees. Feel your belly rest on your thighs as you lengthen through the arms, through the spine. And then slowly straightening into the legs, feeling that stretch through the hamstrings. Lifting up to your toes, walk your feet forward to your hands, or maybe hop or step them forward, your choice. As you inhale, lift and reach halfway, long, flat back. Exhale, let it go. Bowing forward, keeping the bend in the knees. Inhale, arms float up and overhead. As you exhale, release your hands through to your heart. Take a breath. Maybe smile. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. Hinge at your hips, bow forward. Let your head be heavy. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let it go. And step your right foot to the back of your mat. Shorter stance here. Spin the back heel to the earth, Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1, settling into the bend of the right knee. Pull that left hip forward. Draw the right hip back. Inhale, arms float up. Let the shoulders relax. Maybe the palms touch or the fingertips, steepling the hands, maybe even. Take a full breath. As you exhale, release, float the hands behind you, interlacing the fingers again, drawing the knuckles down to the inside of the left thigh, keeping that bend in the right knee, and then hinging forward, bowing to the inside of the right leg, finding a humble warrior. Any bend in those elbows, any pull of the elbows in toward one another. Again, just looking for that nice open heart, that nice open chest here. Exhale, hands to the floor. And then pick that back heel up. Step back into a plank pose. Reach long, pressing into the heels. Drawing the belly in. Full breath in, full breath out. Exhale, lower to your belly. Lower your knees, your chest, your chin. Lower all the way one long line, chaturanga. With your hands at either side of your chest, pressing into your feet. Inhale, lift the chest and head, snaking your way up into a cobra. A little one, a big one, maybe even a sphinx. As you exhale, release back to the floor. Maybe rolling over the knees, maybe pressing just back into a downward facing dog. Give the legs a quick pedal. And then extend that left leg long. As you exhale, knee to nose. Inhale long. And on the next exhale, looking forward, step forward, left foot forward, shorten the stance up, spin the right heel to the earth. Inhale, arms float up. Virabhadrasana 1 again. Belly hugs in, keeping that bend in the front knee, right? Bring that knee right over the right ankle. Full breath in, full breath out. Maybe the palms touch, maybe they don't. As you exhale, release, hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, drawing the knuckles down. Inside of the right thigh this time. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward, bringing that left shoulder to the left thigh. Feel that lift here. Keep the back leg active, pressing into the pinky toe side of the right foot. Relax your jaw, full breath in, full breath out. Exhale, hands to the floor. And then picking that back heel up, look forward and step forward into a forward fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, release. And then again, pressing into the feet, drawing all that energy up, rise up, floating the arms overhead. Exhale, hands through to your heart. Take another breath, maybe a smile again. Feel that energy as it runs up the front side of your body. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward. Fingertips touch the floor or a block. Inhale, lift halfway, sliding your hands up your shins or thighs. Exhale, let it go. And fingers on the floor, this time stepping the right foot to the back of your mat. And taking a breath. As you inhale, rise up, high lunge, arms float up and overhead. All right, notice, right, that back knee wants to bend. See if you can find just maybe a little bit of a lift in that back thigh, pressing through the right heel. Soft shoulder, soft gaze. Exhale, hands to the floor. Taking that right thumb, go ahead and pull it into the hip crease here. And begin to let the shoulders start to stack up. Left hand, oops, wrong way. Left hand to the left hip crease. Inhale, sweep your arm up and overhead. Sorry. All right, press into someone's hand, right, that might be standing over top of you. Stay here, take a breath, or maybe shift your weight, right, coming onto the big toe side and kind of pivoting on that front foot, kind of letting the hips fall to the floor and extending the right hand back for the toe. Sweep up and lift forward and exhale, drop and reach back. You can kind of let the hand, you can follow the hand here. Frame the left foot and step your way back into a plank pose. Get nice and long, reach through the crown of the head, belly hugs in, press through the heels. And then lower all the way to the floor. You choose how to get there again. Find to drop the knees, the chest, and the chin. As you inhale, rise up, cobra pose, sphinx pose, up dog, right? Whatever pose is your choice. Exhale, release, forehead to the mat, hands to either side of the chest. And maybe rolling over the knees to get yourself back into downward facing dog, or maybe not. Maybe just pressing up and into downward facing dog. This time that right leg reaches long, press into the heel, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, get long, reaching that leg back. Exhale, look forward, step forward, looking again for a high lunge, right? Sweeping the arms up and overhead as you're steady. Hugging the left hip forward, letting the right knee rest right over the right ankle, and lifting through that left thigh. Soft shoulders, soft gaze. Make adjustments for yourself. As you exhale, hands to the floor, left hand to the inside of the right foot, right? The right arm lifts overhead. Take a breath, and then maybe stay here, or maybe again pivoting on the feet, turning on the feet, letting the toes turn forward and coming to the back. Go ahead and sweep back. Inhale, reach up and forward. Exhale, reach back, hips get heavy. Inhale, reach up and forward, lifting the hips, pressing. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor. Pick that back heel up and look forward, step forward, forward fold. As you inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, let it go. Shaking your head, take a breath. And then pressing into your feet. Inhale halfway, exhale, release. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms float up. Exhale, hands through to your heart. Take a breath, maybe take a smile here. As you inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hinge and bow forward. Fingertips touch the floor or a block. Inhale, lift and reach halfway. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Spin your left heel to the earth, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, arms float wide. Pressing into the pinky toe side of that left foot, that back leg is nice and strong. Settle into the bend of the right knee. Right knee opening wide to the pinky toe side of the foot. Arms float wide. Let your palms turn up. As you turn your palms up, feel your chest open. Feel your chest lift. Keeping that openness, turn the palms back down. Settle in. Full breath. And then turning the right palm up, reverse the warrior. Sweeping the right arm up, left arm back. Maybe bringing the hand to the thigh just as a reminder to pull that left thigh back and open here. Keeping that bend in the knee. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Parsvakonasana. Hand to the hip, top hand to the top hip. Kind of ironing out that right thigh. And then inhale, sweep the left arm up and overhead. Reach it all the way up and overhead. Let the pinky finger turn to the floor as you press and extend pinky toe side of that foot, finding again all that length up the left side. Gaze can be down to the foot, it can be up to the sky, out and open. Release your hands to your mat. Pick your back heel up and step your way back into a plank pose. Right wrists over the shoulders, wrists under the shoulders, and then lowering all the way to your belly. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose, up dog, maybe sphinx pose. Again, your choice. Making space between the ears and the shoulders wherever you are. Legs, belly active. Exhale, release. And pressing your way into downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, take a full breath out. And then on your breath, extend that left leg long, press into the heel, long on the left side. And then looking forward, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, get long. And then again, looking forward, exhale, bending that knee, stepping that left foot forward, spinning the right heel to the earth, arms floating wide as you kind of windmill your way open into warrior two. Turn the palms up, open the chest, settle into the bend of the left knee, open it wide, press into the pinky toe side of the back foot. Feel the hips open here. Full breath, nice and heavy. Get settled from the shoulders into the hips, from the hips all the way into the floor. Turn the left palm up and reverse the warrior. Sweep the left one up as you reach the right one back. Maybe just sliding it down the right leg, maybe bringing it to the inside of that thigh, kind of opening the hips a little, your choice. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, Parsvakonasana, bringing the left elbow to the left thigh and kind of ironing it out again. Hug the heels in toward one another. Charge up the legs and extend the right arm to the front of your mat. Pinky finger turns down again and again, just looking for space through the right side from the pinky toe all the way out through those fingertips. Full breath in, full breath out. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back heel picks up and step forward, back into a forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Shake it out. And then pressing into your feet, rise all the way up. Arms float up. Exhale, hands through to your heart again. Pause, take a breath. Feel the lift through the front side of your body. Feel that kind of lengthening through the back side of your body as you inhale, arms float up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward one more time. Head's heavy. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Fingertips to the floor. And this time the right foot steps back. Shorten up that stance. Warrior one again. Arms float up. Sweep your arms up. Full breath. Big bend in that front knee. Reaching the hands behind you. Clasp the hands. Draw the chest open. And as you exhale, hinge at your hips, bow to the inside of that left thigh. Keeping that bend in the elbows, opening the chest here. Legs are strong. Full breath in, full breath out. As you exhale, hands to the floor. Pick your back heel up. Take a breath. And with the right hand to the inside of that left thigh, sweep the left arm up and overhead. Maybe you'll stay here. Maybe you'll drop the hips. And inhale, open up. Framing the foot again. Take a breath. Spin the back heel. Adjust your stance here. Inhale, arms float wide. Warrior two. Maybe adjusting the stance here again. Soft shoulders. Take a full breath. Turning the left palm up. Reverse the warrior. Sweep it overhead. Press into the pinky toe side of that back foot. Float your arms wide and exhale, Parsvakonasana. Left elbow to the left thigh, reaching long through the right fingertips and pressing deeply into the right pinky toe side of the foot. As you exhale, frame the foot with your hands and step back into a plank pose. Exhale all the way to your belly. Right knees, chest, chin, or one long line, your choice. As you inhale, make your way into a cobra pose, make your way into a sphinx pose, make your way into an upward facing dog. Letting the shoulders relax from the ears as you exhale, release. Hands to either side of your chest, hips press and reach up and back. Give a quick pedal to the feet here. And the right leg reaches long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, get long. And exhale, step the right foot forward. Shorten the stance up a little bit. Spin the left heel to the earth. Inhale, warrior one, arms float up. Keeping that bend in the knee, hugging the left hip forward. Exhale, hands float behind you, drawing the knuckles down. Lifting your chest, lifting your head. Exhale, hinge and bow to the inside of the right thigh. Keeping a bend in the elbows, letting the head be heavy, maybe even separating the teeth here, just finding a little bit of letting go. Feel that big opening in the hips as you exhale, hands to the floor. Pick the back heel up, and then inhale, rise up. Oops. Finding a high lunge. Okay, I'm going to do it a little different on this side. Take a full breath, exhale, hands to the floor, and then left hand to the inside of that right leg. Inhale, right arm up and overhead. Maybe staying here, maybe dropping the hips and reaching behind you. And inhaling, framing the foot, and lifting the back, spinning the back heel to the earth. Warrior two again. Adjust your stance if necessary. Right? Let your arms soften. And keeping the bend in the knee, reverse the warrior. Right arm sweeps up and overhead. Left hand behind you. And then Parsvakonasana, bringing the right forearm to the right thigh and extending long through the left side. Pinky toe all the way through. As you exhale, release, hands to the floor. And step forward, forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, release. Press into your feet, rise all the way up, arms float up. Exhale, hands through to your heart. Maybe take a smile here. Full breath in, full deep breath out. Inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge your hips, bow forward. Fingertips touch the floor, walk, step your feet to the back of your mat, downward facing dog. Feel that nice big stretch, hands a little wider. Go ahead and drop your knees, maybe taking them a little wider, and settle into a child's pose. If child's pose doesn't work for you, maybe a puppy pose, puppy dog feels better. Find your breath here. A little bit of letting go here. Full deep breath in, full deep breath out, softening that space between the shoulder blades, letting your chest get heavy, letting your forehead get heavy. Full breath in, full deep breath out. And then shifting your way forward and pressing your way back, working your way back into downward facing dog. Extend the right leg long behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, long. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Shorten the stance. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands behind you. Clasp your hands, draw your knuckles down, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge at your hips, bow forward. Full breath in, full breath out. Next, exhale, hands to the floor. And as you inhale, rise up, find a high lunge, arms float up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, left hand to the inside of the right foot, maybe dropping the hips, reaching behind, maybe just keeping that twist. Exhale, frame the foot. Spin the back heel, inhale, warrior two, arms float wide, reverse the warrior. Take a breath, warrior two, and then Parsvakonasana, bringing the elbow to the thigh. Inhale, warrior two again. Exhale, hands release to the earth. Pick the back heel up and step back into a plank pose, right? Slide your feet back, reaching long through the crown of your head as you exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Knees, chest, chin are one long line, right? Kind of modifying for what's right for you. Inhale, lifting, finding your little back bend here, whether it be a cobra pose or up dog or even a sphinx pose. Exhale, release. And press back into downward facing dog. So moving again, extending the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, get long. Exhale, step forward, shorten the stance. Inhale, warrior one, spinning that back heel to the earth. Take a breath, exhale, hands reach behind you, knuckles draw down, lift the chest and the head. Exhale again, hinging at your hips and bowing forward. Lifting the hands any amount off the low back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Pick that back heel up. As you inhale, rise up, arms float up. Take a breath. Exhale, hands back to the floor. Right hand to the inside of the left foot. Left arm floats up. Stay here at the twist, or exhale, drop the hips. Inhale up, exhale, frame the foot. Inhale, rise up, float the arms wide. Warrior two. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, Parsvakonasana, forearm to the thigh, reaching long. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to your mat. Pick the back heel up and step back into a plank pose. Press, press, press. Get nice and long. Belly hugs in. And again, go ahead and drop your knees. Maybe finding a puppy dog pose this time, or maybe that child's pose works better for you. Find your breath. Full breath in, full deep breath out. Shift your way into a table. Go ahead and cross your ankles. Make your way to your seat. And again, maybe now you'll reach back for that blanket again. And bring that blanket to sit on. So slide that underneath you, creating just a nice place to rest, right? And then extend your right leg long, your left leg long. And go ahead and cross that right knee over the left, coming just into like a half shoelace pose here. If that doesn't work for you with the leg, you can also tuck the right foot back underneath you, right? Kind of coming into Gomukhasana legs if that works for you. If not, keep that other leg extended long. And get nice and long. Find your breath, and as you exhale, hinge and bow forward, kind of reaching the belly button past the knees, if you can imagine that. Don't let your hips lift or your seat lift, right? Kind of keep pressing into that blanket underneath you. Take a full breath in, take a full deep breath out. Soften, relax, right? And then as you inhale, rise up. Inhale, arms sweep up. As you exhale, take a twist, twisting over the right, to the right side, right? Bringing your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Feel that twist at the belly here. Inhale back to center. Oops, nope, keep the twist. Just readjusting. As you inhale, come to center, and then exhale, just take a quick counter twist the other way, twisting to the left, and make your way back. Unwind your legs, uncross your legs, bring the soles of your feet to the floor, and maybe a little bit of a windshield wiper or wiggle here. And then extend your right leg long and cross the left knee over top. Again, you can stay right here, or you can tuck the other leg underneath you, right? So you, again, kind of find the Gomukhasana legs here. Flex the feet, inhale, arms sweep up. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, reaching your belly button past your knees. Hinge and bow forward. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Right, every exhale, an opportunity to release a little something, a little letting go here. Yourself get heavy and really looking for that nice stretch. Stretch through the hips. A full breath in, a full deep breath out. As you inhale, walk in. And on your next inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, twist, this time to the left. Right hand to that left leg. Left hand behind you. Let that palm turn out, kind of leveraging yourself open here. And twisting from the belly. It's okay to look over your shoulder, but only if that's okay for your neck. Inhale to center. Exhale, quick twist to the right. And inhale back to center. As you exhale, release. Go ahead and unwind the legs. Bring the soles of the feet together. And maybe in this kind of butterfly pose, maybe go ahead and flap your wings a little. And then as you're ready, go ahead and make your way onto your back. Rolling onto your back, sliding your feet in towards you, lifting your knees up into your chest. Nice, great big hug, creating that compression at the hip flexors. And as you exhale, letting the knees fall over the hips, kind of cupping the knees with your hands, a little press and resist. And then inhale, hug in again, nice and tight. And exhale, float the knees over the hips again. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Maybe even beginning to make some circles with the knees, taking the knees wide in both directions. So kind of sending them away from each other, making big circles. And then reversing those circles, taking them the opposite way. And then release your feet to the floor, sliding your feet so your knees come right over your ankles again, kind of snuggling your shoulders underneath you, preparing for bridge pose. Making sure the back of your neck is free. And then pressing into your feet, your shoulders, the back of your head, and inhaling and lifting the hips up off the floor here, off the mat. You can maybe have a little bit more space now. Maybe you'll snuggle your shoulders underneath you again. Maybe you'll clasp your hands or maybe even reach for your ankles here. Press into the ball mounts of your big toes and firm up the inner thighs. Press the knees forward and feel your chest open back, really opening up here, finding a nice back bend. As you exhale, release. Release all the way to the floor. And then again, finding a second bridge pose, maybe slipping a block underneath you this time. Keeping the feet active. Full breath in and a full breath out. And as you exhale, release, hug your knees into your chest. And let your feet come to the floor and extend your legs long. And as you extend your legs long, just begin to bring tension from your feet all the way up, right? Tensing up the toes, the thighs, the belly, the hands, scrunching up the face. Exhale and let it go. And then again, doing the same thing, finding that tension all the way through. And as you exhale, release. So here's a good time for you maybe to hit the pause button and to find your Shavasana. And I will say to you, Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today with love and with gratitude.